Well, my name is Jael and I own a photography studio called Artistic Images by Jael in Brookings. As far as picking a pricing structure, I basically just kind of try to look at prices in the area and try to at least be competitive, not really short, underselling myself, but not being way more expensive. So, primarily for some political candidates, which have mostly been like in South Dakota. I worked with a candidate from Aberdeen, and one from like the Clear Lake area. I also did some work for STN Communications. They did like kind of like a children's book, some stuff like that. The billboard work has been primarily, like I said, like political candidate type stuff. So that is really very much word of mouth. So like I just did an article for the American Bar Association, and basically they were interviewing someone from this area, and so they just called here looking for photographers, and someone in particular said, oh, I know this lady from Brookings that does a nice job. So it's really hard to market to that just because it's such a specialized small area. I really like to keep the staff small just because I like when people come into the studio, they deal with either me or my office manager, and it's not always a toss-up when they call. They don't know who they're going to talk to. So I like to keep it pretty small. You have an office assistant who basically handles appointments and answering the phone and photo packaging, stuff like that. And we work pretty well together. It's nice to have someone there to help with that kind of stuff. I also do have in the summertime a wedding assistant that comes with me. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I definitely plan to stay in Brookings for probably about 5 years at least. And then within 10 years, I've thought about maybe Minneapolis, actually. I'd kind of like to do a studio there if I do that. Or something. I've looked at several different markets, just bigger cities with more of a clientele, more of a clientele that appreciates the artistic aspect of it, which around here, people are really enjoying it, but in a way are still a little bit more traditional than, say, Minneapolis, or I've also thought about Kansas City. So I would say similar style. I'd like an urban downtown studio, but maybe in Minneapolis is what I'm thinking.